Alright, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? We're back again with another YouTube video, and today we have a pretty major update on the Dr. Disrespect allegations. And I'm sure you guys already know, based on the thumbnail, and I've heard from other YouTubers, it does not look good for the doc. We are unfortunately dealing with another Edp445 here, another YouTuber that I have to unsubscribe from and stop watching because this is absolutely deplorable. Now, if you guys didn't watch my previous video and have no idea what I'm talking about, essentially what happened was Dr. Disrespect was randomly banned off Twitch in 2020. Now, Twitch never made a statement about it. It was very hush-hush for quite some time. Then about 2022, Dr. Disrespect actually sued Twitch pretty much for, wrongfully terminating his channel. They end up doing a settlement where he got paid out the rest of his contract, and that was that. And it stayed under wraps for quite some time, up until a guy by the name of Cody Connor, who used to be a Twitch employee, announced saying that the reason why Dr. Disrespect was banned was because he was caught sexting a minor in the whisper feature that Twitch used to have, where you could talk to people on Twitch or whatever. Now, a pretty big update to Cody Connors is a lot of people revealed that he was actually trying to sell tickets by promising people that he was going to reveal why the doc was banned, which I think is extremely messed up. I'm not saying he was a liar because Dr. Disrespect pretty much confirmed these allegations at this point, but to use something like that to try to sell tickets is disgusting. And I think if there is going to be a lawsuit against Cody Connors, that's obviously going to be a big point where it's like, okay, dude was literally trying to sell information about a very serious topic to sell tickets. That is actually disgusting. Cody Connors is a piece of shit, but unfortunately there's a bigger piece of shit involved, which is the Dr. Disrespect. Now, recently, Midnight Society, who is one of the, companies that Dr. Disrespect is involved with, it is a gaming company that is doing an NFT extraction game. I don't know, not really my style of games, but whatever. They released this after all the allegations came out. On Friday evening, we became aware of an allegation against one of our co-founders, Guy Beam, aka Dr. Disrespect. We assumed his innocence and began speaking with the parties involved. And in order to maintain our principles and standards as a studio and individuals, we needed to act. For this reason, we are terminating our relationship with Guy Beam immediately. While these facts are difficult to hear and even more difficult to accept, it is our duty to act with dignity on behalf of all individuals involved, especially the 55 developers and families we have employed along with our community of players. Now, obviously, a lot of people were concerned with this tweet because, they say stuff like, we looked over the facts and we talked to all parties involved and we decided to terminate him. It looks like they actually looked into this and found enough evidence that they did not want to be involved with Dr. Disrespect anymore. This wasn't a scenario where a company like Disney just completely spaced themselves away from a controversial person like Johnny Depp. No, they actually did their research, looked into it, and decided, you know what, we don't want to be involved with this guy anymore. I think it's safe for us to, step away from him, and we don't want him around this company anymore. Now, in terms of Midnight Society, I think their game's kind of dead in the water now. I mean, Dr. Disrespect was probably one of the only reasons why it was popular or even was getting played in the first place. So they were kind of stuck with a tricky situation. Either your game dies off with dignity by separating themselves from a, predator, or they stay with the predator and your game gets boycotted pretty much, right? So as you guys know, I'm heavily leaning on the fact that he is guilty because he actually did come out with an official statement. The Twitch ban. Hello, I'd like to make a quick statement. Let's cut the fucking bullshit. As you know, there's no filter with me. I've always been upfront and real with you guys on anything that I can be upfront about, and I'm always willing to accept responsibility, which is why I'm here now. Now, obviously, right off the bat, his statement rings very tone deaf to me because if you were actually responsible and upfront with everybody, there would be no secret, NDAs things being formed. You would have immediately talked about this. Now, whether he was legally allowed to or not, it's really up to what the lawsuit entailed. But at the end of the day, you were caught sexting a minor on Twitch, and it's been, 6 years now since the incident occurred, and now we're finding out about this. So don't even hit me with the I'm being upfront with you guys. It's actually insane. First and foremost, I do want to apologize to everyone in my community, as well as those close to me, my team, and everyone at Midnight Society Studio. A lot of people have been left in the dark about what happened yesterday with Midnight Society and I, and we made the painful decision collectively to have me step down. Our team is full of incredibly talented and good people and have high career ambitions and families, and I never want to jeopardize the culture we have carefully crafted. Now, obviously, very nice sentiment there. However, if you knew you were being weird with a minor back in 2017 and all this information was eventually coming out, why would you even get involved with the game studio then? Because you know this was going to come out eventually and they were going to be put in the target. Right? Like, this guy is, like, I just don't understand why make a statement like this. Everyone has been waiting to know why I was banned from Twitch, but for reasons outside of my control, I was not allowed to say anything for the last 7 years. Now that 2 former Twitch employees have publicly disclosed the accusations, I can now tell my side of the story regarding the ban. Now, this is where it gets a little confusing. This is why I really hope that the lawsuit actually becomes more public and we can fully understand the situation, because he's trying to paint it like Twitch wasn't allowing him to come forward with this stuff, which may be true, but I think it's more in Dr. Disrespect's interest to keep this all under wraps. Right? I feel like it was more Dr. Disrespect wanting this not to get out than Twitch, but he's trying to frame it like it was Twitch that wasn't allowing him to talk about it, which I don't know if that's necessarily true. Were there Twitch whispers messages with an individual minor back in 2017? The answer is yes. Were there real intentions behind these messages? The answer is absolutely not. These were casual, mutual conversations that sometimes lean too much in the direction of being inappropriate, but nothing more. Nothing illegal happened, no pictures were shared, no crimes were committed, I never even met the individual. I went through a lengthy arbitration regarding a civil dispute with Twitch, and that case was resolved by settlement. Let me be clear, it was not a criminal case against me, and no criminal charges have ever been brought against me. So obviously, pretty long statement here. We're going to start off at the beginning, where he straight up admits back in 2017 he was messaging a minor. Now, how old that minor was, it's still up to debate. People have fully accepted thinking that it's a 17-year-old girl, even though these are not like proven facts. There's been no evidence to show that this was a 17-year-old girl. It could have been as young as who knows. Right? Like, who actually knows? Now, he also goes on to say, were there real intentions behind these messages? The answer is absolutely not. Now, we've all heard this a million times from like Catch a Predator and Sting operations where they say there's no intent behind them. It was just all a bunch of talk. But yeah, but why are you talking to a minor like that then? You can't say there's no intention. I'm not going to say, yeah, I'm hungry, guys. Oh, but I'm actually not hungry, so I don't actually want food. Why say you're hungry then? Right? It makes absolutely no sense. The statement is so dumb because so many predators use it to try to defend themselves. Oh, it's just talk. Nothing was actually going to come out of this, yet you are still messaging a minor inappropriately. Now, that's obviously the next part is when he said, you know, these were casual conversations that sometimes lead into the inappropriate side. Now, again, that's not much to go off of. You know, are we talking about like Edp445 level of like inappropriate conversations or like some slight flirting? I think both are bad. Don't get me wrong, but one is obviously way worse than other. Because if you guys remember back in the day, Yandere Dev, when he got accused of some really heinous stuff, he was going with the same defense, saying that I'm not a groomer. These were actually like just, you know, somewhat sexually driven conversations. That's still extremely creepy, not to mention that can still harm the minor. Right? Were pictures shown? I don't know. He's saying they weren't. Were other things, you know, exchanged between the two? No, but it's still extremely creepy. And in my personal opinion, predatorial behavior for you to be sexually explicit with a minor. And again, we don't know how sexually explicit he was. We haven't seen the messages, but I'm assuming Midnight Society has, and other people of the Twitch community have seen it as well. And all of them have deemed it as really bad. Right? Like it's getting really bad. So I feel like Dr. Disrespect is kind of downplaying the serious nature by saying that they tend to, you know, lean into the inappropriate side. And it's like, okay, but how many times did you do it? What was the inappropriate side? Were you guys straight up sexting, or was it more like adult talk that you shouldn't be having with a minor? Right? But at the end of the day, he's guilty. This is absolutely disgusting. And I don't really need to see the messages to understand how bad this actually is. Now, from a moral standpoint, I'll absolutely take responsibility. I should have never entertained these conversations to begin with. That's on me. That's on me as an adult, a husband, and a father. It should have never happened. I get it. I'm not perfect, and I'll fucking own my shit. This was stupid. Yes, here's Dr. Disrespect reminding us that he is a man in his 40s, I believe, but I think he was like late 30s during these conversations. But he does have a wife. He's already cheated on his wife once already. He also has a child. And he's still out here doing this disgusting stuff. Don't get me wrong. Even if you're single and an adult without a kid, you shouldn't be messaging minors like this, like obviously, but it's almost even worse when you're a father and a husband. Right? It's like, oh my God, this is just so disgusting, bro. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I'm so extremely disappointed with this entire thing. I used to be a massive fan of Dr. Disrespect. Now, with all this said, don't get it fucking mistaken. I've seen all the remarks and labels being thrown around so loosely. Social media is a destruction zone. I'm no fucking predator or pedophile. Are you kidding me? Anyone that truly knows me fucking knows where I stand on those things with those types of people. Fuck that. That's a different level of disgust that I fucking hate even hearing about. Don't be labeling me as the worst of the worst with your exaggerations. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. Well, what do you want us to label you, doctor? Right? What do you want us to label you, guy? Do you want us to label you as just a man who made a mistake? Do you know the type of people who message minors inappropriately? It's usually predators. Now, this has become quite a big debate with the Dr. Disrespect allegation saying, well, he didn't exchange nudes and he didn't meet up with this minor and blah, 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 blah. But like, okay, let's put it in this kind of viewpoint. Let's pretend like, being a pedophile is part of the LGBTQ, right? Do you see gay guys trying to get with women? No, right? Because they're gay, right? Do you see straight men trying to get with men? No, because they're straight. Would you ever see someone who isn't a pedophile trying to get with a child? No, because they're not pedophiles. So what would you call you, doctor? You're trying to sext a minor, essentially, right? No one does that unless you're interested in a minor. So what would you call yourself, right? And a lot of people have been defending doctors saying, well, he's obviously not a pedophile. He made a mistake. Yes, but no one who isn't a predator is messaging minors inappropriately. That just doesn't happen unless you're into minors. Right? It makes no sense, these kind of defenses. But anyways, we continue. But I think I've said what I need to say regarding the ban itself. That's it. That's why Twitch made the decision in 2020. To my team, community, industry friends that have supported me, I apologize. I wish I could have said this all sooner. You guys have always showed me, my family, love and support throughout all these years. We love you guys like you can't imagine. I have the fucking best community and circle. If any of this has made you uncomfortable, I get it. You don't have to support me anymore, but just know you have always greatly appreciated. But trust me when I say this, to all my haters that live and breathe social media with zero real life experience, I don't give a fuck about you. Finally, if you're uncomfortable with this entire statement and entire statement and think I'm a piece of shit, that's fine, but I'm not fucking going anywhere. I'm not the same guy that made this mistake all those years ago. I'm taking an extended vacation with my family, as mentioned on stream, and I'm coming back with a heavy weight off my shoulders. They want me to disappear? Yeah, fucking right. Who's they? He's trying to like do this Andrew Tate thing where the Matrix is after him. We all as a society have collectively agreed that this kind of stuff is disgusting, and I honestly don't think you deserve your platform anymore. Right? You abused it. You end up, sexting this minor on your platform, right? Like, it's absolutely insane the kind of mental gymnastics Dr. Disrespect is doing right now. He's trying to be this tough macho man, which just does not look good when you're being accused of such heinous things. And then also starting the statement off by saying that it's pretty much true, right? Also, I thought I might as well add, because this does not make him look good, he edited this tweet like 3 times. I was literally at work and I was reading the tweet and then I rechecked it and he edited out minor, like when he says minor individual, and then he re-edited it back in, which is extremely weird. And again, for someone who's saying he's taking accountability, that seems kind of weird that you edited it out. And I'm assuming he didn't know it informed people when the tweet was edited, so he put it back in knowing that would make him look really bad. But anyways, Doc, go have your vacation, I guess, because honestly, I don't know if you're going to be welcomed back. The internet does forget, but things like this do stay. So when you do come back, I'm assuming you're going to get the mini lad treatment where you might be able to continue making content, but people are going to be dogging on you. And that's the least you have to deal with, honestly, with, how much I think you deserve in terms of justice. I don't even think he should be able to come back to his platform since, this is really bad. This is really bad. And only imagine if the messages got released, right? I feel like a lot of people are giving Doc a break because we haven't seen the messages, but I can only imagine how bad those messages are in order for Twitch to actually ban him and his company to, distance themselves. I'm assuming some really bad stuff got said in those tweets. Just one last thing I want to talk about before I end the video, because I do think this is really important and I haven't really seen many people actually bring this up. In Cody Connor's original tweet, he did say that he was trying to meet up with this minor at TwitchCon, which is kind of weird to me because Dr. Disrespect actually never mentions this in his statement. He doesn't even bring it up. So if that is true, I don't see how he wasn't pressed with legal charges, because obviously sexting a minor is really bad, but it's not technically illegal in a certain aspect of the law, unless he actually tried to meet up with the minor or send pictures. But if he did try to meet up with this minor at TwitchCon, I don't see how he hasn't been arrested. Like, that is actually really disgusting. And like I said, he doesn't even talk about this in the statement, like, whatsoever. So I think that is something to look into, maybe further down the line, if the DMs ever actually get leaked or the court records ever get leaked. Anyways, that's all I really want to talk about. Let me know your guys' opinions in the comments down below. Also, if you guys want to join the Discord, the link will be in the description down below as well. And as always, guys, I'll see you in the next YouTube video.
Counting sheep, but there's one I always miss.